What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Kinstretch class by Stroke Effect. My name is Coach Luke, and I'll be taking you through today's 25-minute hip rotation focused Kinstretch class. Today is really going to focus on internal and external rotation, and then as we work on transition from, say, 90-90 to the opposite side, really going to be focusing on the transition from there as well. We also follow those isometric movement paths, really focusing on controlled motion, really looking at how the hips rotate to transition to the other side. So we'll just get started right into this. Sideline hip cars. Go under side. Block under the head. Block out front. We can go right from here. We're just going to go 2 hip cars from each side. And we'll get us some capsule cars, and then we're going to come into a hip car from another position. So you can go block out front, or you can hold the block to your chest. Either way, we just want to use that block to give us some upper body tension so we can really focus on as much tension, as much control in that target hip as possible. So let's go to hip flexion, open up to abduction, internally rotate, extend back, come through, and reverse, straight back here, elevate that leg and over the top, and come down. One more time, reverse that, up, rotate, extend, through, extend back, lift, everything else still keep squeezing that block, and down, back to the start, let's go to the sides. One block on the head, one block right on the rib cage or out front. We just want to use that block to give us more tension, to get more control, more focus, more targeted, specific tension to do this work. Yeah. So open, rotate, come around, through, and reverse, extend back, lift, come over, and down. Got one more. Up. Just kind of getting the hip warmed up here, so that's super targeted or super tight, I should say. So you don't need to really be going super intense yet. Just want to get some blood flowing in there before we get going on some other stuff. So we're going to go into our supine capsule car. So just be laying on our back. We're just going to work hip internal external rotation. So I'll cut my leg to new. Arms down the side. You can go palms up, palms down. Back is flat. Take one leg up to 90 degrees. So my foot is facing you, but my knee is done to 90 degrees. My knee is straight above my head. To the side. That'll be just like that. From there, facing, so you can see the rotation. I'm going to externally rotate my head. So I'm just going to go, foot comes to the opposite shoulder, squeeze inside of the thigh, back to neutral. Now foot rotating out in internal rotation, feel the outer hip working there. That's one, we got 5 each direction. So rotate, back, rotate, in there, 2, rotate, rotate, big push, squeeze in that boundary, push into it, 3, 2, 1. Don't just go through the motions here, really try to push into your end ranges. That's how we get more time under tension. That's how we get stronger there. That's how we build more experience, more control through that hip joint. One more time. Rotate out. Push. And set down. And switch. And we talked about this before. Down our hip rotation classes with us. Internal and external rotation are prerequisite motions. They're the foundational motions of hip function. So the better we can internally and externally rotate, so this is external rotation, femur rotates out, come back to neutral, internal rotation, femur rotates in. The more rotation we have there, the better we can move there. That's a sign of good, healthy, it's called capsular space in the hip joint, which gives us good workspace, which allows us to do better flexion extension, abduction, abduction, really anything that we want to do with the hip. 4, let's go one more. Drive and push. 1, 2, 3. Last one. Out. Internal rotation. Push. And back down. So we go into a standing hip car now. We got 2 reps here. So I'm going to go right hip, or we did left hip first on the ground, so left hip first here. pull onto a wall, any stable object you have, side of your couch, table, really anything available. We're just gonna come up. So what we can't do in the side leg variation, we're gonna take this leg, across the body, right? So I'm gonna reach across. So if I'm standing holding on something here, I'm gonna come across here. I'm gonna externally rotate that hip. So now I'm lifting the foot, not just the knee, right? So now I'm trying to lift the whole foot. I'll hold that external rotation as I come out, hit my end of abduction, and then I'll internally rotate. So it's after this first start here, so we think leg is out, cross the body, lift the foot, lift the knee, lift everything here. Keep the core tight, keep external rotation, abduction, internal rotation, everything else stays still. Come around and reverse, extend, lift that leg to abduction, inside leg is blocked out, now I hit my end here, try to externally rotate. As I come into adduction, keep trying to externally rotate, come back down, we got one more there, bicep tight, inside leg is locked out, come up, lift that foot, inside of that thigh squeeze, externally rotate, then internally rotate, around and through, reverse, extend, abduction, lift, come over the top, lift that foot, come across, and down. Switch. So same thing, right? So inside leg blocked out, we want to be a statue all the way from here, and then we're just focusing on movement in the hip here, rotating from there, okay? Inside leg is locked. Good grip on whatever stable object you're using there. On this, or leg is out to the side, now we reach it across. This leg is still locked out, reach across the body. Now I'm acting like I'm trying to lift my foot into external rotation. Keep the external rotation, abduction, body stays still. Now internally rotate, come around to extension. Reset the tension if you need to, go on out to the side, whatever you gotta do. Extend back, so the glute, hamstring, lift, body stays still, come up and over. If I point here, now I'm trying to adduct, so leg comes to the midline, and externally rotate. Down, reset the core tension, make sure we got a good contraction all through that, all through the torso, so think intra-abdominal pressure, so take a breath in, fill that cavity with air, lock it down, keep that tension there, keep pushing out, and now finish our second rep. Around, time, extend, open, up, stay tight, lift that foot, adduct the hip, and come down. Now let's go to 90-90. Right leg front, or right leg in front. Here, make sure I'm sitting nice and tall. So of course, engaged, have a good brace, everything is locked in, okay? So I'm gonna go what's called a abduction with external rotation. So it's our kiss the heel if you've done this before, but we're not gonna come all the way to the heel. So we're gonna rotate, legs parallel to the floor. We're gonna come back down. I'm not gonna touch, I'm extend it, however we call it, and then just straight back up. So we're just working some abduction, so it's the lift, and then external rotation takes the leg here, internal rotation takes the leg there, set back down, or come back down, but don't set down, okay? We got 5 reps, so find where you gotta be, so farther forward, out to your right, so farther I am towards my wall. It's gonna make it a little easier. So you gotta find where you gotta be so you get that abduction without moving any other part of the body. So make sure that's 90. So I'm just gonna lift, so find where I gotta be. Big lift, and up, legs perpendicular to the floor, back down, don't set down, straight back up. We got 5 reps here. Up, come back down, 2. Try to lift that knee straight up, rotate, 3. Straight back up, 4, plus 1, 5. Very good. So from here, we're just going to work our rotation. So we're going to go, this one will be from a chest over the leg rotation. So I'm going to work this way. So we're going to do 5 hinges. So hip hinges there, so I'm just gonna rotate back on my 5th one. I will do a slow, called isometric movement path, transition from 90 on this side to 90 on the other side. I'm going really slow, really focus on control. Go nice and easy movement here. So big toe goes down, lift that back heel. I'm gonna stay tall over this chest, over this leg. I'm gonna try to lift this as far as I can while I breathe out. Exhale, right back down. Rotate around that big toe, lift that leg. 2. Lift the leg. 3. Lift the leg. 4. Last one. You're gonna lift. Lift, 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 lift. Get as far as you can go. Take a big breath in, big breath out. As you exhale, push it up a little further. Really feel this outer glute on this hip working here. So now I'm gonna rotate my chest towards this front heel. It's gonna give me a little bit more. From there, I'm gonna rotate a little bit more with my chest. The chest goes more towards in between legs. And then I'll rotate more. Keep breathing. You can reset the arms as needed. Big breath out. Really push that rotation. Really try to get more. See as much as you can get. Keep driving. Keep rotating your chest. You can. Keep this knee on the floor as long as possible. These are allergic to one another. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Rotate now. Start to bring that back knee. Now we will do a slow rotation. Keep working. Stay tight. Keep full body tension, full body contraction. We're not relaxing here. We're driving my knees away from each other. But as I drive this front knee, in order to transition to the other side, this knee starts to come. So it's like this front knee pulling the back knee on the string. And I'm just slow transfers. Now I'm in bear sit. Just hang out here for a second. Take a couple breaths. Focus on my belly breathing. Drive those knees apart. One more big breath. And expand in all 360 degrees, not just forward. Breathe out. Now continue to transition. Super slow. Keep going. Keep going. Drive that front knee down. Once I can get my front knee to the floor, now I will just start to bring this back knee, trying to rotate without moving my torso. Try to rotate as far as I can with that hip. Keep rotating as far as I can go, as far as your hip internal rotation allows, so you're still staying tight. You're here, nothing else is going there, right? So stay tight, as far as I can go. Once I can't get any more, then I will bring this right hand down to the floor, 90-90 on the other side. That was a slow isometric movement path, one side or the other. Now we will go 5 of our abduction, hip rotation, extended power. Okay, so find the position. Your right and left side may be different. You may need to be farther out on the side, you may be higher up because it may be easier on the side for you. I know my right side hip abduction is not quite as good as my left, so I need to lean out a little more on my left. So use the first rep as a tester, as an experiment. Find you rotate, you find you have to shift. Put your body there before your next rep. Lock the body in, and then do your second. Okay, so we got 5 reps here. So you grab the shin, you want to hold on to yoga blocks, hold on to kettlebell, but anything that's going to help you stay solid. Try to really lock in that upper body and work the rotation of that right hip. Here we go. So finally got a V. Think lift. Come up. You want to get right to where you're scraping that heel on the floor. Straight back down. Right above the floor. Straight back up. Knee goes right up. Right back down. 2. 3. 4. Last one. Rotate, 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 rotate. And back down. Transition to the other side. Stay tall. Lock in the torso. You got 5 hinges. 5th hinge, we will rotate the other side. So you got to find the position of the upper body, lock in the body, big toe on the back foot is down. Lift that back knee from as high as you can go. Straight back down. Everything else still, lock in, torso tension, think pressure here. So I'm up for my right hip, or my right side. I want to kind of squeeze on this side. So I know I need to think, breathe in, fill with air, right? Fill that torso with air. We don't want to just brace and squeeze down. I want to think, breathe in, pack the air in, right? So I want to create torso tension, right? Intra-abdominal pressure. Think as if you were wearing like a weight belt, right? You're trying to fill the belt with air. Keep a good brace. Now, keep that brace straight back up. It may feel a little bit different. It's 2. Reset. Lift. 3. Set. Flip that knee. 4. Last one. Big brace. Lift, 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 lift. As far as you can, take one more big deep breath in, deep breath out. And there. Rotate your torso to the front heel. So you need a little bit more. You can reset the arms as needed. Get a little bit more, Now you can rotate your chest so it's space between your knees. Really push that hip rotation. Really work to drive out, drive out, drive out, drive out. Get more, get more, get more. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep breathing. Once you can't get any more, then you can start to bring that left hip, the left knee, I should say, the back leg. We're slowly transitioning. Really keep trying to drive those knees apart as far as possible. Knees are allergic to each other. Front leg is pulling that back leg. Keep driving that front leg open as far as you possibly can. Keep driving, squeeze, pull those knees apart. Slowly transition. Now we are in our bear sit. Make sure you get a slight bend in your elbows. You're going to be tempted to want to straighten out your elbows and lock them out. After some time can lead to discomfort. So make sure you're not locking out the elbows. You get a slight bend. Keep a good core brace. Keep the chest tall. Keep driving those knees apart. Keep driving those knees open. Keep squeezing. Keep breathing. Make sure we're not holding our breath here. The more we breathe, the more we relax, the more we're going to be able to open those knees. Now keep transitioning. Keep transitioning. Now we're getting closer to that front knee down. Keep going. Keep opening. Let's get our front knee, which was our back knee, right? Let's get that knee down on the floor. Now, reset your hands as needed. Let's just rotate this back hip as far as you can go. Keep working it as far as possible. As far as possible, don't let your ribs arch, or your lower back arch and your ribs shoot out. So we're gonna go from here, hand come behind the back, or hand stay behind the back, I should say. Come as far as you can in that rotation. Keep a good brace once you can't get any more. Now I can take this hand in front, reset myself in 90-90. Very good. So that was hip rotations with our isometric movement paths that side. Now we're going to go into the sideline internal rotation lift off. So this is another way that we can strengthen the internal rotation. Kind of think of it like the calcium. We're really focusing on just the internal rotation from the sideline position. So even though we're on our side, you want to still brace the core, so you can take a breath in. Take that pressure, your abdominal pressure, feel it expand into the floor, feel it expand up. So if you have your hand here and you have this like little soft spot, as you inhale, think, try to push that hand up, fill this whole space with air, lock it in. Feet are lined up with my hips and my shoulders. Everything's nice and tight. I got a good core brace. I'm squeezing my knees together as tight as I can. So if I was there with you, I would not be able to pull that block out from between the knees because you're squeezing it so tight. From there, you can go hand here, you can go hand there, remind you to stay tight. You can go hand on the ribs, remind you to stay locked in. From there, we got 15 lift offs, so we squeeze my knees, lift that foot, right back down. Lift foot, 2, lift, 3, lift, 4, lift, 5, lift, 6, lift, 7, lift, 8, lift, 9, lift, 10, lift, 11, lift, 12, 3 more, lift, 13, lift, 14, last one, lift, and 15, don't switch. much rotation on the outer hip. Probably felt those capsule cars. So block in the core. So we got a little straight line from hip, heels, shoulders, head. Squeeze the block between the knees. Good brace. So fill this cavity with air here. So intra-abdominal pressure. Squeeze the knees together. Keep a good brace. Drive. Rotate up. Rotate down. 1. 15. Squeeze those knees together. Try not to let yourself roll forward here, right? So squeezing and lifting. 2. Lift. 3. Lift. 4. Lift. 5. Lift. 6. Lift. 7. Lift. 8. Lift. 9. Lift. 10. We got 5 more. Stay tight. Lift. 11. Lift. 12. Lift. 2. Lift. 14. Lift. Squeeze. And 15. Very good. So that was our internal rotation lift offs. Really can't overemphasize how important hip internal rotation is for everything else that you want to do with your hips, right? So the hips internal external rotation is an indicator of how the hips are rotating, how much joint space you actually have. So if you do not have good internal rotation, I know mine definitely could get better. I've been working on it. It's definitely way better than it was when I first started this work. So the better your hips can internally rotate, the better your hips can externally rotate, the better they'll be able to flex, extend, abduct, which you need all of those components for a good, healthy, clean hip function, right? So whatever you want to do with your lower body, you're going to need good hips. So we're just going to finish back where we started here. Just some sideline hip cars and some capsule cars. So we're going to lay on our side, and then we'll do our capsule cars from our sideline position in abduction. So sticking with the theme of rotation with some abduction, which is kind of what we got with our rotations, with our isometric movement paths, I should say. So you can go here if you want to take your other block. You want to hold up front. You want to hold it to your body. I hold it to the body on the first set, so I'm going to hold it up front here. So we should go there, lock in, intra-abdominal pressure, right? Same stuff, really squeeze from here. We're going to go 2 reps, flexion, abduction, internal rotation, and through, reverse, extend, over, around, and down. So after we come around on our second rep, back to the start, we'll stop the abduct position. So give you a signal, so we're going to extend, kind of abduct, we get to here. I want knee straight up and down, femur as straight up and down as possible. Now I'm going to internally and externally rotate from here. So I got internal rotation, rotating heel or foot back to the wall behind me. If I keep the knee like it's on a skewer here, I'm trying to externally rotate as far as I can. Straight back, we got 5 reps. 2 external, 3 internal. Keep squeezing that block, keep pressure on the torso. 3, 4 internal, 4 internal, 5, external, 5 internal, 5 external, and around. Finish that rep. We got 2 on the right side with 5 capsule cars as we come around and we call it a day. Shoulders are stacked, get core brace, feet are stacked, knees are stacked, and up, open, internally rotate, through, extend, over, and down. Or keep that brace, squeeze that block even tighter, the rest of the body even more still. So at the beginning of class, we didn't go quite as tight when we just started. Now really kind of up the intensity, up that total body tension. So squeeze that block as hard as you can. Extend back, up into our abducted position. I got my down leg gotten down, this leg open as much as possible without my pelvis rotating open, right? So as long as this leg can stay down, I want this knee as strapping down as possible. Trying to keep that knee right where it is. Externally rotate, so foot comes forward, squeeze, inside thigh, internally rotate, squeeze, outer hip, 1. In, say external, foot comes forward, internal, foot rotates back, 2. External rotation, internal rotation, external squeeze, fight more, more abduction throughout, internal, last one, fight it, fight it, fight it, last one, internal rotation, squeeze, squeeze, keep the internal rotation, and come through. Ooh, very good. That is it for today's hip rotation focus Kinstretch class. I know we've done one of those before, but those are great. Those are money for really the morning. You know, if you wanted to start your day with just some movement, if you want to finish your day with some movement, I definitely recommend we need to get those hips moving on a more frequent basis. But we didn't do any kills and rails, so it's not going to be super intense. You shouldn't be too sore or anything the next day. So really, that's a good class you can throw on a recovery day, before workout, after workout, before work, after work, really anytime. There's really no bad time to do that, because the more we can rotate, the more we can help those joints function right. We need to blood flow deep into those hips. The better they're going to feel, the better they're going to function, the better they're going to perform, and the better you'll be able to do tails, rails, or whatever you want to do with your lower body. So thank you for joining me in today's 25-minute, a little over 25-minute hip rotation focus Kinstretch class, and I hope to see you up there.